Good morning. We are on our second day of this three-part series on digital transformation solutions from Micro Focus. And thank you for logging in today. So yesterday we talked about data protector, a data backup and disaster recovery solution. It was quite an insightful discussion and we have received a good number of interesting questions. So I hope we will have the same engagement today. And today the highlight of our discussion is SMAX, or Service Management Automation X. It is an analytics-driven service management solution for managing the entire service portfolio and life cycle within and beyond IT. In a nutshell, one of the benefits of SMAX is it increases your time to value by automating processes, workflows, and tasks based on best practices. Notably, this solution has been recognized as a market leader in the Research in Action Vendor Selection Matrix, IT and Enterprise Management Report released last March 2020. So tomorrow we are going to talk about Operation Bridge and Network Operations Management. But before we begin with our discussion, allow me to please introduce or acknowledge the presence of my colleagues who are with us today. We have Paul Alcantara, our first Vice President and Group General Manager handling the volume group. We are also joined this morning kahit month end by our first AVP and General Manager handling the CBG Group 1, where Micro Focus is part of his portfolio. We have Celso Ravina, and our product manager for Micro Focus VSDSS Philippines, Marian Angeles. And our speaker from Micro Focus Philippines, we have Miss Queenie Lau. She is the pre-sales consultant Southeast Asia. Good morning, guys. Morning, Queenie. So moving on, our speaker for today will talk about, again, as I've mentioned, Micro Focus Service Management Automation X. But allow me please to call on Sir Paul Alcantara for the opening remarks. Go ahead, Paul.
Yes, thank you, Mao. Good morning, everyone. I hope everybody remains to be safe in the midst of all this pandemic thing. Thank you on behalf of the entire VSD ECS team, Celso, Marian, and the rest of our management team. Would like to thank you for again attending this session. And this is in partnership with Micro Focus. So would like also to thank Micro Focus for making this possible. And thank you, Queenie, for being our speaker today. I'm sure a lot of people will find this very interesting. To the returnees, so to speak, those who joined us yesterday, thank you for registering again for this second session. I know that you find the data protector session yesterday with Joel very interesting and very insightful, as Maurice would put it. And thank you for joining us again today. To those who are first timers, thank you for considering to attend this session. This is as equally, is equally as interesting as yesterday, as we zero in on how to improve on services, particularly in the services field. Is going to be very interesting for all of you, those who are really into keeping the organization agile and competitive by making sure that we meet the service level agreement. So from identification of problems to the resolution, this certainly can be automated, especially those repetitive tasks on how we can improve that and get better customer satisfaction, whether internally or external customers. And that would be the focus of our discussion today, with Queenie leading our discussion. Again, I'd just like to remind you that there's another session tomorrow. Hopefully you complete the 3 day sessions that we prepared for you. All of these are meant to really guide or help you as you go through your journey of digital transformation of your organization and your customers' organization as well. Special hello also to our resellers who are joining us today. Thank you, guys. Please stick around. I know this is going to be a very fruitful discussion again that will benefit everyone later on, just so that we will have a way on improving our engagement, making sure that everybody listens. Maurice came up with these questions and different prizes that we're giving away for everyone. Again, I hope to enjoy the next an hour or so. That will be we have very, very good information that will help you a lot in your organization and your customers. Thank you for joining us again, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the session. Thank you. I will not take much of your time. I'll give it back to Maurice. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. I love your first timers and the returnees. Gusto ko yung word na yun. Again, thank you so much for joining us today. The presentation will just probably run for an hour. This activity rather will just probably run for an hour and a half. So this is going to be short and sweet. But feel free to send us your questions. Our expert on SMAX is with us this morning. So allow me to introduce our resource person. Queenie Lau is a member of the Southeast Asia pre-sales team of Micro Focus since Feb of 2019. Her direct pre-sales responsibilities are for the IT operations management and AMC business in the country and supports the rest of Southeast Asia region. She comes with over 18 years of IT experience in the industry and holds a computer science degree from the University of the Philippines, Los Baños. She started her early career as a mainframe systems programmer for local banks and has taken up software developer roles in other industries. Please go ahead, Queenie. Again, good morning.
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 Let me now share my screen. Okay, so good morning, everyone. Thanks, Paul, for the introduction. Okay, so the agenda for today will be we will be talking to you about the service management landscape, and then introducing Microfocus SMAX, our Service Managed Automation X, how SMAX can help you, and then we'll show you some market validations, and then we'll have a Q&A. Okay. Is this showing up? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So today, this is actually a definition from Forrester Wave. So this is what they're saying the future of ESM is, or enterprise service management. So today, you are hearing this term enterprise service management because ITSM has evolved. So it's no longer just emphasizing on service management intelligence. It's being expanded into support for non-IT use cases, and then as well as more innovations at the core of IT service management. So that's what's happening to ITSM. Okay, so how about what you have in your current install base? So we have questions for you. So is your solution efficient right now? So are ITSM agents or their service desk not having errors because it's manual process, and then because it's repetitive, it's also going to be error prone, as well as they're complaining about the slow process, because slow processes can sometimes distract agents from the tickets that they're actually taking care of. And then is your solution also customized? Is it heavily customized? So the implication on this is that if it's heavily customized, and then you need to do another set of customization, it's going to be expensive when you get back to your solution vendor and ask for customizations, as well as it sometimes impedes you when it comes to upgrading the solution. And then employees are losing productivity if it's if they are looking for answers, and it's slow for them to look for answers. It's difficult for them, or they're frustrated because for them it's a poor service. Okay, so how do you modernize your service management? One is to simplify work and unburden your agents, and then increase business resilience and simplify use and delight employees. So how do you do that? To simplify work, you need to have automated tasks, processes, and workflows. Is your solution using machine learning and analytics? Are the ideal best practices out of the box? So you need to look into solutions that offer this to simplify. And then how do you increase the business resilience? You need to look into solutions that offer no code or low code configuration. And then is it enterprise wide when it comes to support? As well as does it offer you flexibility on where to deploy it? Because right now you may probably be on-prem, but in the future you may probably be in the direction of looking at moving it into SaaS or moving it into AWS, Google Cloud, or Azure. Then you need to simplify use and delight employees. How is it? How is the experience like? Is it consumer like, the usual mobile app that they're used to right now? Are they using self-resolution? So are most of the employees not calling anymore your service desk agents just to ask how? How to questions. Does it offer, and lastly, does it offer virtual agents and chatbots? Okay, let me introduce SMAX. Okay, so this is our SMAX, Service Management Automation X. So up top, okay, let me just use a pointer. Okay, so up top, this is actually portals on how you can get to the creating of tickets. So there's a self-service portal. You can raise tickets via email. You can use the mobile app, and then you can also talk to a virtual agent. So these are the components of SMAX right now. So it's not just IT service management. We also have IT assets management and expanded it into enterprise service management like HR processes, financial management, etc. And at the core of the solution is using of machine learning and analytics. And these are actually shared resources. So like automation and CMDB discovery can also, if you've heard our NOM or network operations management or our operations bridge um, solution. So you can share CMDB for your CIs. You have one information across our solutions. And then process management. Codeless configuration is the low code, no code. So with this one, your upgrade will be a lot faster because anything that's done or like updating or customizing your own workflows from the out-of-box workflows, for example, you don't need to use or learn scripting. You just use the studio that's built in the solution, and we treat it as a codeless configuration or a configuration. So upgrades are faster in our SMAX. Okay, down below is the flexibility of deployment. So you can put it on premise. We have our microfocus XMAX SaaS, or you can put it in cloud as mentioned, AWS, Google Cloud, and Azure. Okay, so this is a sample of the how it looks, the self-service portal. Okay, so this is one testament from our client, from Allied Motion. We have noticed a 90% increase in use of the service desk since SMAX implementation, compared with email and phone requests. Our IT organization works much more efficiently and requests are closed faster. Okay, so our differentiators are these ones. Embedded AI. So the AI and machine learning is intrinsic in the solution. And then I've talked a lot about the codeless configuration. Just excited about this one. And then we are one of the lowest TCOs in the market. Okay, so here are the SMOS capabilities. So this is the portal. If you see here on the right side, we actually have RSS feeds so that if you want to broadcast incidents that affect almost everyone, like email is down, you can put it in here. So it's like an RSS feed. And then you can see we have a search field. This is an intelligent search, smart search. And then you have tiles. We call these tiles. So these are actually categories for every service request offerings. Okay, so you have buttons here like virtual agent, doing new requests, such as ideas, and these are actually customizable buttons. And then we also have a mobile app on iOS, on Android. So currently we still don't have support for the service desk agents, only for the employees raising tickets. Okay, so this is smart search. So it's actually using natural language. So you can just type email on mobile and it will like show you either an article or the support offering or the service request offering that's possible. So you just have to click on which one. So if you utilize this, the articles are with the damage management use case of the solution. So if you utilize these articles, you can post here like the FAQ or the how-tos, checklist, whatever, so that if the employee gets to see this, doesn't have to bother the service desk anymore and just click on the article and read. And then just ask question later if there's a step in the how-to on that the employee doesn't know how to get to or navigate. So that means there's less calls to your service desk agents. And then the next thing is our virtual agent. So if the employee doesn't want to navigate the tiles, he doesn't want to click on and type anything on the search box, he can just talk to the virtual agent instead. And this is natural language assay. Can you see the no? This one? Hi, my phone, I have sad news. My laptop broke. So the employees can actually click, type in natural language, and the machine learning behind our virtual agent solution will be able to suggest offerings. And then if that's the offering that's correct, then the employee can just click on that and go ahead and submit a service request or ticket. I just can they just stop me and ask questions? Anyway.
Yeah, Queenie, let's just continue with your presentation, and then we will just address the questions later, maybe after your presentation.
Okay. So SMAX doesn't only have ITSM as mentioned. We also have IT asset management in the solution as well. So if you can see in the green, in the violet boxes here under plant, build, and run, you will see here the usual ITIL processes. So that's out of the box. And then the light blue ones, these are then the IT asset management. So you have your software asset management, and then you can do contract management and vendor management for those software assets and CIs, as well as procurement and then financials and cost governance. Okay, so this is actually the workflow. So this is how it look like when you click on, for example, a service request workflow or a support workflow or an HR request workflow, incident management workflow, etc. So there's I think almost 100 out of the box workflows. And then how to customize this. So this is now the codeless configuration. So if this is your workflow, you can just right click on this and then add another workflow that you want to happen in parallel, or if you want a flow to get back and revert to something else. And then these are the forms. So these are the forms where you type, the employee types in the details to his ticket or service request or support request. And then you can easily customize it from our studio. So you just here you just add an additional field for a variable that you want added in that survey or your forms to customize it, so you can add it here. So it's easy to use our studio for codeless configuration. Okay, so we're now in one of the use cases for machine learning and AI. So we have this hot topic analytics. So here you actually see, okay, where is time spent on for your service desk agents? So okay, you have for example, see we see here there are 29 records for PC and 25 for link. Oh, it's actually anything that related to HB that's taking service desk agents time. And then from here, actually, you could create incidents from those top um, incidents. Okay, so this is the dashboard for change analytics. So it will help you with, for example, uh, advices such as consider adding automation to the following change models. And then you are at actually 50% automation, and you have a success rate of 79%. So this is an example dashboard for change analytics. And then we also offer, as I mentioned, software asset management. So you can see from the software asset management dashboards, if you are under license, over license for your installed base of softwares. Okay, actually, I think I'm too fast. So this is a flexible deployment. So as I mentioned, available on premise, install it in the cloud, either Azure, AWS, or Google Cloud. And we also offer our own SMAX Micro Focus SaaS. Then you have to it's actually running on SMAX is running on Kubernetes and Docker. And then you could with a mobile app, the solution actually offers be enabling you to create multiple tenants. For example, you're a group of companies and you just want to want a separate tenant for sister company 1, separate tenant for sister company 2, and there's data domain segmentation that can also be applied. And then our licensing. So you could either look at how many named or how many concurrent users. It's term-based, and right now we're using units. So you count how many named users and concurrent users, and we compute two units for concurrent and 1 unit for named. Also, we have a community for SMAX, and they can actually contribute. So, for example, they were able to use the studio to create an application. So, for example, you can see here like integration content for asset manager, time tracker for SMAX, and there are other stuff that you can see from our marketplace for content packs that other companies like Q were able to create applications and use it in SMAX. So it's there, and you can actually download these ones for your own use. So it's like collab of application. Okay, so we're now at the market's perspective. Okay, so you can see here, we are at the top quadrant for Forrester Wave as of 2019. And then for research in action for 2020, that's for Both are for ESM as well. And then for IDC MarketScape, we are here in the major players for IDC 2020 ITSM. Okay, so this is what's been happening to our customers. So for NCBA, they had seen a 2 times faster ticket resolution. So Microfocus actually are using our own solution. So we're using SMAX, and we have seen 50% self-submitted queries via the portal. And then Allied Motion has seen 90% increase in online service desk usage. Um, this one is, I think, a government unit in Brazil. So they have first contact solution. It improved from 9% to 45%. So that's resolution at first contact. And then we have a large European insurer. They've seen 10% reduction in TCO. And then a global fleet manager has seen 77% incident reduction on major outage events. And then another leading European food retailer has seen an improvement of from 2 weeks to 1 day for request approvals. How nice is that? Okay, so this is the value of modern service management with SMAX. So your service desk agents are going to get more productive. Then you will see lower TCO and faster time to value. And then employees will get back to work easier and faster. Okay, so for more information, you can visit our website, www.microfocus.com/smax. And then you could also search for demos from YouTube. Then you could join the user group. Once you become a customer of SMAX, we have user groups for SMAX, and you can join that community. And then if you want to try it for free, we are offering a 15-day trial. It's SaaS version, so you're going to have to access it remotely. And this is the website, www.microfocus.com/smax trial. Okay, I'm done.
Thank you, Queenie. As of now, I don't have. Wait. Let me verify. Okay. We have received a question from Sir Jimmy Damian. Is the system customizable?
Yes, that's what I'm talking about when I talk about Studio. So it's a feature that we call codeless configuration. I've seen. Can I get back to my slides?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. So this is how you customize it. So if, for example, for incident management workflow, just for example, or this is a service request workflow. So this is where you customize it. This is how their studio looks like. You just get into tabs. So you get into this field tab to add fields or variables that you want to customize, to add in your customized forms. So this is the form tab, if you can see, and then this is the process and rules, and this is where you add more phases to the workflow or move the transitions into something else. And then create notifications or alerts, import data, and custom actions. So this is our studio. So this is your how you customize the solution. And the thing is, you're not creating scripts. You just right click on this ones to be able to add. And then right click, and then a pop-up will show up to be able to add. As well as supposedly summary here in the end. When you click on a phase, there will be the rules or business process that you can choose or add or change. And then we treat it as a configuration, so that when you upgrade to the newer version, it it goes with with the software.
There
So
is a
the
sorry.
migration is quicker.
There is a follow-up question from Sir Jimmy. Does it have an application programming interface for integration with other systems?
Yes, yes. REST APIs.
Mao, there was a first question actually. It has been answered in the chat box by Gimme,
Yes,
but we may
yes.
need to read the question also
All right.
about the
Okay. So
licensing.
licensing named or concurrent users, is this the agent or the actual user logging the tickets? And then is this an annual subscription minimum? So this was answered by uh, Gimme, our technical guy, and Paulo Hidalgo as well. He is a pre-sales consultant from Microfocus. Yep. So the standard licensing is usually 1 year for perpetual licenses, and for the subscription base or SaaS base, there is a 1 year and 3 year. Okay. Yeah. Please
So
continue to send us more questions. Okay, we have a question from Sir Ricky. For exporting report, what are the file names support?
Yeah, so it supports the CSV format.
And then another question, can it be integrated with Google Chat, Hangouts, and FB Messenger?
You can only there's a direction, but it's still not in the current 2021 that's year 2 versions. It's still an upcoming direction that we're going to support collaboration in Teams.
All right, thank you. We are receiving a number of questions. Let me read this question from Sir Peter Richard Balbena. Since there is an out-of-the-box ITIL practices feature of SMAX, and in lieu of it, does it have the capability to identify the IT tickets based on the end user's needs?
What do you mean identify based on the IT user's needs? Because the the forms will usually have uh, which is the owning group. You will put in which type. So there's a category that it will fall into. So you could actually the the service desk agent view can you could actually add more columns if the columns that are out of the box does not contain more information. So you could add more columns to that so that you could filter some more. So that's how you
All
you
right,
navigate our service desk agent.
thank you.
So one at 1106, does the solution support Mac and Linux devices? Because our solution is installed in a Kubernetes Docker. So, so it's a container-based solution. So you actually have to use a server for the solution itself. But then when you're asking Mac and Linux, is that from the employee perspective? It does from the employer perspective, then the solution is actually accessible via a URL. So you have to set up the URL for that. So you have to just go on a browser and then access that URL.
All right. Okay. Thank you. If you could please proceed to the next question from Sir Glenn Francia. Can we integrate it with CIEM platform?
Okay, for the SIEM platform, um, the SIEM, why do you need to get events from the SMAX? This is actually a weird question because usually the architecture is you have SMAX, integrate that with our operations bridge. Our operations bridge actually get all the events. So it gets events actually from SIEM as well. So that's our architecture.
Paulo, I believe, is addressing, he is answering some of the questions. Allow me just to read this question from Sir Adrian and was addressed by Paulo. Does Max have a self-service portal for resetting the password? Yes, as answered by Paulo, there is a self-service portal options that can be created in the service request portal like domain password reset and others. Okay, Miss
Can I
Queenie, there
add to
is,
that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead.
So actually, the resetting of passwords, so you can actually create an offering for that and then include it in your tiles for the categories of app offerings. You can actually have like a security tile in your self-service portal.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, if we have, please continue to send us more questions. Uh, we will try to address all of them. Okay, we have, I think, 10 minutes left. Am I
I'm
correct?
seeing a question regarding notification to admin
Correct,
in
yes. Please go
regards with
ahead. From,
licensing expiration.
yes.
You could actually set that up as well. So if you're going to use the software asset management
All right.
to look at the license, expiring licenses, what versions you have, or whatever is installed, you can actually set up the notification for that.
Okay. We will. Thank you, Sir Jimmy, for asking a copy of the presentation. We will provide
Yeah.
the soft copy of the presentation. Maybe we can send it over tomorrow. No, we'll. If you could please share with us the slides, Queenie, so that immediately we'd be able to send them to our attendees for today's session.
Yeah. I can share it with Marian and Gimme.
All right. Thank you very much.
Now, there was another question from Rick C. Does the smart ticketing, does it support optical character recognition? Although it has been answered by Gime. Yes, it
Yeah.
supports OCR.
Um, we have OCR in the solution because I've mentioned earlier that you can raise tickets via email. So you can just capture a screenshot of that bug or error, then put it or copy paste it in your email. If you don't want to get into the support request and put it in the form, if you don't want to do that, you can do it in email. The screenshot pasted in your email and just send it to that email that's sig- uh, used or defined as the service desk email. And then it sends that, and the OCR will translate that in the ticket for you. You don't need to type in any description anymore or copy all those. Um, usually, error messages are c- like codes. So you don't have to like copy that and type it into the email or the ticket.
Okay, so we have received a question from Apriselda Melendres. Does it have a dashboard for analysis?
Yeah, I've shown hot topic analytics and change analytics, and we also have dashboard for reports.
All right, thank you. But please continue to send us your questions. We will ask Queenie to reach out to you after the today's session, and we also have our product manager, Marian Angeles. Okay,
Mau,
so
sorry, Mau.
yes, sir.
Bibitinin ko lang yung paraffle mo.
Yes,
But can
yes.
I ask one more question?
Question, go ahead.
Yeah, because in yesterday's presentation of Data Protector, remember the licensing is based on core or per terabyte, right? So especially to those who attended yesterday's session, it's based on the number of cores or per usage per
Per
terabyte, right?
socket, oo.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-mm.
So whereas here in SMAX, it's based on subscription, annual subscription, right?
It's based on the number of named users and concurrent users. So
Okay.
the employees are the ones just needing to submit tickets or service requests. Doesn't need to be counted.
I see. So number of users.
Yes,
Yeah. So this will
actually
be
sinagot ni Sir Ricky yung tanong mo. Named and concurrent users, term-based, unit-based.
Okay. Binibitin ko lang Mau yung paraffle mo. And what's the difference again ng premium and express?
there are additional modules in premium, like the most of the financial or the IT asset management modules, like I mentioned earlier, the contract management, vendor management, procurement, financial, and then there's release management as well as application and portfolio management. That's a top up in the premium.
Right.
Thank you, Queenie.
Thank you.
Thank you,
And
Mau.
then in
Gusto ko lang
addition to that,
may-maintain sa memory ko.
yeah, I think in addition to that, no, yun nga, Sir Christoph actually, I believe he attended yesterday's session. Express is for virtual only, no, so virtualized environment only. Hope to see you again tomorrow. Again, please send us your comments and your thoughts through the survey form. Yes, I hope to see you again tomorrow. It's going to be the last of our three-part series. No, our Talkwell Center on Operations Bridge and Network Operations Management. No, again, as promised by Sir Celso. Sir Celso, promise ba yon?
Tingnan, mag-usap tayo mamaya, Mau. Tingnan natin yung mga attendees.
Sorry for ano okay, sige. But of course, definitely we have a special prize sa makaka-complete ng ating series, no? The three-part series. Hope you guys to see you again tomorrow. Maraming salamat. And by the way, this is Maurice Altar. I am from the Marketing Communications Department of PSTECS. My pleasure to serve you this morning. Again, guys, please stay safe. Maraming salamat. Bye for now. See you tomorrow.